Welcome, everyone, to the NCL Partner Pitch Day event. I'm Emily Calandranis, the Director of Development and Partnerships for Cyber Skyline on behalf of the National Cyber League. We're thrilled to have so many of you join us today to learn about exciting opportunities with our wonderful partners and take those next steps towards the cyber role of your dreams with a supportive network. This event is an awesome opportunity for you to learn about organizations within the cyber community that can help you grow and nurture your career aspirations and cybersecurity knowledge. Today, we have 5 incredible organizations that will be sharing about their offerings, resources, conferences, and membership options. We're thrilled to introduce WiCyS, the Diana Initiative, Cyber.org, Women's Society of Cyberjutsu, and BlackGirlsHack. I've had the immense pleasure of working with all of these individuals for various events and projects, and I am so happy to have them present today. Please note that this session will be recorded and will be available on LinkedIn and the NCL YouTube channel. We encourage you to share with others in your circle and connect with the presenters and organizations post-event. Each presenter will have about 5 to 7 minutes to share, and representatives will be popping into the chat to connect with the audience. Throughout the entire event, there is a chat box available where you can ask questions and interact with our presenters, and we'll be identifying a handful of questions to present live towards the end of the hour. For our audience members, we'll be sending out a post-event experience survey. We'd love to hear your feedback and appreciate you taking the time to fill out the short survey. Okay, so that's all I have for housekeeping. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a moment, and we're going to begin with Mary Jane from WiCyS.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join with us today and learn a little bit about all of our organizations. My name is Mary Jane Suarez Partain, and I am the Program Director for Women in Cybersecurity. We call ourselves WiCyS, as in We Sisters. And again, thank you so much for joining us today as I walk through this presentation about what's so awesome about WiCyS. So WiCyS is a 501c3 nonprofit, and our primary objectives that we've developed in the last decade is that we want to see more women in cyber. So our goals are to recruit, retain, and advance women in cyber. So in any way, shape, and form that we can do that with our dedicated organization, we do that. We have over 9,000 members, 266 student chapters. We have 66 as of today, professional affiliates, and we're in 95 different countries. So we're a pretty significant organization, but even still, we welcome that to increase through your partnerships. So there are many different ways that we partner with both our members and with our professional affiliates and with our strategic partners. We have a plethora of events and initiatives and programs that would be relevant to all of you. We have an upcoming event that is our conference that's going to be occurring April 11th through 13th, and that's going to be in person in Nashville. We're very excited for those of you. The registration is closed for that event, but we do have a virtual event that's coming up the very next week. And so I'll have a slide on that. We have various skill development programs. I would encourage you to get on our website, WiCyS.org. We're going to be putting stuff in the chat, in the comments, so that you can click on those so you don't have to worry about taking notes during our presentation, so that you can be aware of what it is and what we do. I would encourage you to go on our calendar of events, because that outlines all of our initiatives that we have as they're occurring, and any personal events that we're having, in-person events, virtual events, any type of those will be on our calendar of events. And so definitely check those out. We have something for anyone that's interested in increasing themselves in cyber as a woman, everything from military initiatives to webinar series to scholarships, grants, and initiatives. And of course, our newsletter that is published monthly. So when I get started in all my presentations, I want to make sure that I'm thanking our strategic partners. We have nearly 70 strategic partners, and these are the lifeblood of our organization. They help us provide our programming and do our outreach on an annual basis. We have tier 1, 2, and 3 partners, and special thanks to our founding partners, Cisco, Facebook, and Palo Alto, for helping to create our organization over a decade ago. So, as I said earlier, we publish a newsletter on a monthly basis, and here's where you would go on our website to subscribe. I would encourage you to do that. We've got nearly 30,000 subscribers that are interested in finding out all the doings and things that are getting done through WiCyS, and this is how they can interact with us. In addition to that, again, just kind of the calendar of events. If you've got a place and you're not sure where to start with us, that's where I would encourage you to go. It lists everything that we're doing, from our book club to our in-person events, to our webinars, to our annual conference. And then again, the thing that I really want to hit home on is our virtual conference. We have our in-person conference, which is a big to-do, but we're actually sold out for that. And so we wanted to make sure that we provided the opportunity for those who couldn't make it in person to still benefit from our content and our connections. And so through WiCyS Virtual, live from everywhere, you can do that. And registration is open now for that. And we'll be sharing that information in the chat so that you can get that information and sign up with us. So that's it. And that's all on WiCyS. But if you have any follow-up questions, I'm happy to interact with you. My email address is maryjane@wicys.org. Please do reach out to me. I'm the only Mary Jane in the organization, so fairly easy to find. If you're going to be at our conference, please do say hello, come by and chat with us. We're excited to get to meet you face-to-face. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm happy to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can.
I realized that my mic was muted. I apologize. Thank you so much, Mary Jane. And a fun fact, National Cyber League is going to be hosting a CTF at the WiCyS conference. So if you happen to be going to the WiCyS conference, stop by and see us. We'd love to say hi. And of course, if you have any questions for Mary Jane or her team or about WiCyS, please go ahead and put it in the comments. And thank you once again for your time. WiCyS is an awesome organization. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Diana Initiative. And Nicole, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and take it away.
Hey, so this is going to be a speed round on what is the Diana Initiative. So we're a diversity-driven conference committed to helping everyone who's underrepresented in the field of information security. Our annual event has multiple speaker tracks, including a Capture the Flag competition, thanks to NCL. We've got a maker village where you can learn how to solder, or you could go knit and crochet. We've got a lockpicking village, a career village, and multiple hands-on workshops. Our mission is to create a more inclusive information security industry. We're going to be in Las Vegas during Hacker Summer Camp, specifically on Monday, August 5th. And if you haven't heard of Hacker Summer Camp before, it's a whole week where there's a bunch of different events. There's the Diana Initiative, BsiDes Las Vegas, Black Hat, DEF CON, and BlackGirlsHack events. And the benefits of going to Hacker Summer Camp is if you attend a conference, any conference, let alone get the opportunity to hit a whole bunch of them in a week, you can have networking, you can learn different skills through the workshops, the villages, as well as going to talks. You can kind of get inspired by meeting people who are really passionate about things you care about. And often, unfortunately, getting into this industry, knowing someone is the best way to get your foot in the door. So that networking opportunity is absolutely priceless. You can also try out a variety of specialties. Maybe you don't know that you love GRC yet. This is a chance to maybe dabble in all of those different areas and decide what you want to try more of, or maybe find out you didn't like red teaming as much as you thought you did. And we're specifically at the start of the week, and we're smaller, so people can kind of make friends and start off at like kind of a nice, calm, cool, welcoming environment, and slowly work their way up to the huge chaos that is the fun of DEF CON. And you can have a buddy to go with, because that always makes it way easier to go into a new environment if you got a buddy and you're both excited about going to the car hacking village, for example. So how do you get involved? Well, you can participate. You can attend our event. The early bird tickets are on sale right now for $100. They go up to $149 June 15th. Students right now are $50. You can also get on the wait list for free student tickets, which as we get donations, we release those. If you are a nonprofit, we'd love you to become a community partner. You can email us to find out more about that. We have a scholarship. So each year we try and raise funds to offset some of the financial costs for students to attend. They can use the money toward travel, lodging, meals, and it hopefully makes the event a little bit more accessible. The application dates are still TBD, but we would love A, donations to that, and B, applicants. So if you are a student, please apply as soon as that opens up. Our call for presentations and workshops is currently open. And if you've never done one before, don't worry. We actually have CFP mentors. So get in for round one, and you can actually get yourself a mentor to help improve your pitch for round two. And if you're a first time speaker, or even if you're just a nervous speaker and you've given talks before, if you are accepted, we'll give you a speaker mentor if you ask for one. So this is something that some conferences do. I benefited from it originally when I first became a speaker, and we love offering this to everyone. You could also volunteer. The mentor team needs CFP speaker and student mentors. We also always need day of volunteers. And if you're willing to give time all year, we have some staff roles currently open. You can also do individual donations where you sponsor a individual student ticket or just give to our general fund. Or if you work for a company or a school that might want to donate to us, they can become a sponsor. And these are our current sponsors and partners, so thanks a lot to them. And for those who want kind of a virtual event to find out more, we've got a nice upbeat We Are In This Together webinar coming up on the 20th of March. And you can see the short link down there. And we're hoping instead of just having, griping about here's what's wrong with DEI, we want to have a positive session where we're giving you examples of like, here's DEI done well and how you can replicate that wherever you are to make where you are a better place. And this is a bunch of places that you can find us on the social media, on the website, and obviously on our webinar. And there we go. I stuck to 5 minutes.
You did great. Thank you so much, Nicole. And of course, if you have any questions for Nicole or about the Diana Initiative, about their conference, about any of their really cool pockets of interest for their organization, please go ahead and reach out in the comments. And thank you again, Nicole, the Diana Initiative. All right, we're going to go ahead and mosey on down and bring Joe up on stage from cyber.org. Hi, Joe.
Hey everyone, I'm Joe McAdam. I'm the Director of Cybersecurity Content here at Cyber.org, and I'm going to give the quick 5-minute spiel of who we are and what we have to offer. If you've never heard of Cyber.org before, we are actually funded by the Department of Homeland Security through their CISA agency. So we are funded by the federal government, so everything that we make and create, we actually give for free to all K through 12 schools across the country. So as long as you're a K through 12 educator working in a school within the United States, all of our resources are free for you, and they'll always be free for you. So, which is pretty cool. So, I have a kind of a list of our courses down here. We're going to go a little bit more in depth in that in a second. And here's the link for that. And I think Charlene, who is with me here, will be putting that link into the chat as well. And I also have a link to our cyber range. All educators can get access to that for free as well. So, but why is the federal government funding us? The quick Joe 1-minute spiel is going to be that basically we all know about the workforce shortage across the country. We're having to import talent from other countries coming in. So basically the federal government sees that as a national security problem. And so they want to get kids that are within the K through 12 interested in cybersecurity. So maybe they'll go into those careers and help close that workforce gap. However, they don't really deal in K through 12 as much as we did. So what they do is they pay us, who we're a ton of former educators, to come in and basically develop these K through 12 resources and then provide them for free to all the schools. So that's kind of where we are here. So like I said, I'm the director of the cybersecurity content here. So I kind of have fun working on the curriculum development team as well as the range team as well. I also have Charlene Cooper here with me, kind of answering questions in the chat. She's on the curriculum development team as well. And between us, we should be able to answer anything and everything about cyber.org. So any questions, please feel free to throw them in there. But here's our emails down here. And any questions after this, I know it's a quick 5-minute pitch. Feel free to email us. We're always available via email right here. But like I said, if you want to sign up for the curriculum, it's down here. And then our range up here, there's the link for that as well. So let me go online here. Here we go. So this is not our website. This is actually looking inside of our canvas here, and actually you're getting a sneak peek because you're seeing my view here. We're coming up with these cyber.org range activities for middle school, which is pretty cool. That'll be released here hopefully within the next month as it's being finalized now. But we're trying to bring range activities down to the middle school level since they don't exist super much. But I'm going to focus. We do content for K through 12. Where there's going to be a lot more courses at the high school level with our capstone course aligned into the Security Plus through CompTIA. And then elementary school, those are going to be more add-on lessons. We understand they're not going to be a full cybersecurity course. So a little quick 15 to 45-minute lesson that can be added on to any classroom. But like I said, all teachers get access to this. They'll get all of our new stuff, all of our any content that's updated, they'll always get access to it in here. There's our national conference. We'll talk about that in a second. But let me go ahead. I'm just going to click into the high school here and kind of showcase what it kind of looks like in here. I can't within 5 minutes go in depth on all the courses here, but you're going to kind of see here we've got intro to cybersecurity. These are going to be more of our technical courses that use the range. We got cyber society that's kind of an unplugged, doesn't use the range. Here's cyber literacy to kind of start talking about robotics and how cybersecurity can be brought in via that way. But all sorts of courses here: IT fundamentals, networking. Those are going to be CT exams, coding fundamentals, computational thinking. Like I said, all educators, all they got to do is sign up and they can get access to these courses. Our hands-on is the range, and so that's free for all educators too. Here, I'm going to jump into the range real quick. This is kind of the view of a teacher, and as the teacher here, I have one student in my classroom. It's all I've added here, but some different virtual machines that the kids can add. So you have a class of 30 kids, you can have 30 kids in here. They all each get their own virtual machine, actually up to 4. They can get a Kali Linux, a Windows Server, and a Ubuntu machine, and a Windows 7 right there. Actually, that CyberStart America is going away, but they'll still have the Ubuntu VM there. Basically, they can attack back and forth, learn how these attacks work, learn how to harden, see how to defend themselves against these types of attacks and stuff. I actually have a lab quickly brought up. So if I go inside the Kali Linux machine here, I quickly, at the start of this, actually, when WiCyS was talking at the start, I threw up, this is a credential harvesting attack and kind of actually what it looks like from the malicious actor's point of view. I went through setting it all up, and basically I set up a fake login page here that we're going to try and steal someone's username and password. So if I go to one of my other machines, I'll go to my Windows Server, since that's the one that I had the internet browser already loaded up. So here we go. This is a totally different machine now. And what we're going to do here is we are going to actually see what that credential harvesting page looks like. Like I said, it's going to be a fake Google login page. So if I go here, this is the fake page I made. We have all sorts of conversations with kids here within the lab, like, hey, the site's not secure. It's a IP address and not a domain. So there's all sorts of ways the kids can think about, hey, I can stop right here. This isn't a legit site, but we have the kids fall for the attack anyway. So I'll type something in like joe@cyber.org, and then a fake password of Panda Bear. Click sign in. We talk with the kids what happened here, how can like MFA save the kids here even if they fall for something like this, all sorts of different things, how they can change their password, why we don't share passwords across multiple things. All sorts of conversations happen here. But what we see from the malicious point of view, the malicious actor's point of view over here, is we are able to see that email and password come through. There's the joe@cyber.org, there's the Panda Bear. So they kind of get to see both sides of these attacks and kind of how they work. So this is using our range right here. I'm going to fly through. I got about a minute left, so let me go to EdCon. So this is our national conference. If you go to cyber.org/EdCon, this is going to be in Orlando, right at the foot of Universal Studios. All educators, we have travel grants, so you can get up to $750 reimbursed. If you scroll down and go to the travel grants, we'll reimburse up to $750 for flights, hotels, and different things like that. So take a look at that. That's for our national conference. Our NCC, which is our yearly Capture the Flag that we host, that's coming up. Actually, registration ends in a few days. So if you've got kids or whatever and you want to have them sign up for our CTF, you're more than welcome to have them compete against all other kids across the country. And then other things, I just decided to do career profile cards. If you want to show kids what kind of degrees are available for them, what's required, and how much money they make, or different things like that, you can come in here and kind of look around at different things and what happens there and whatnot. So our website is our name, so cyber.org. If you go there, you can kind of go here and kind of see everything around. So I'll stop there. So thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe. And if anyone has any questions for Joe or his team, Charlene is also in the chat. If you have any questions about cyber.org or their resources, yeah, go ahead and ask away. And we're going to go ahead and move now to the Women's Society of Cyberjutsu. And Angela, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and take it away. Perfect.
All right. Yeah, just want to make sure it was working. So hello, everybody. My name is Angela, and I am the Director of Cyber Competitions. And I'm going to talk about WSC today. So what is WSC, or Women's Society of Cyberjutsu? So who we are, we empower her to fiercely enter, advance, and lead in cyber careers. We envision a cyber community where she can reach her full potential and thrive with unlimited opportunity. We are her Cyberjutsu tribe, which you're going to hear a few times today, where she can lead fearlessly with integrity, inspire confidence in herself and others, and serve an inclusive and kind community. So we have a lot of wonderful events happening too that I'll mention in further slides. And there was a little testimony from a member in California of how Cyberjutsu's definitely helped out with her current job. And we'll talk more about that too. So there are 3 membership benefits. The first one is Cyberjutsu Training Academy, or CTA for short. And we have Cyberjutsu Girls Academy, technical boot camps, workshops and study groups, cyber competitions. I'm part of that. Small tribes, mastermind, workforce development. And then the second one is professional development and networking. So we have a career center, CyberJutsuCon, that's coming up in June. We'll talk about them in another slide too. Cyberjutsu Awards, webinars, and now we're going to have digital badges. That's going to happen in the future. And then the last one is additional resources. So we have speaker development. So if you are trying to do a tech talk, or maybe you want to do what we call CTF walkthroughs, or any event that you want to do for the community, we have speaker development there. And then we also have industry conference attendance. So if you want to come to maybe like RSA, Black Hat, DEF CON, we have options for that. Partnerships, we're always welcome for partnerships. And we definitely have an active Slack community. So if you want to chat with us, you're more than welcome to. And this is a great place to learn as well. I learned a lot from Slack specifically. And access is limited to members. So members can get access to discounts, Training Academy. Apparently we have one starting again soon, mentorship. I already mentioned the cyber competitions and volunteer and leadership opportunities, as well as access to partner training. So we could not talk about WC without WSC's event, WiCyS Cyber Games. This is going to happen March 29th to 30th. And it's a 24-hour global event. Great way to network with folks, and all levels are welcome. I stress that part because people are like, I don't know if I can do a CTF. No, you can do this cyber competition, and this is a women's one, so everyone's welcome. And please register today. WSC will have their own CTF in there as well, so please check that out. Then the next one's our conference, Cyberjutsu Day 2024. And this is a 2-day event. So we're going to have offensive, defensive, and leadership training. Participants will be treated to presentations, networking. Again, that's a huge thing, right? In conferences, it's a very inclusive conference. Recognition and fun. And we're going to also have, for the first time ever, a sneaker ball awards ceremony. So you get to have fun with Cyberjutsu. You know, we have our little hacker help there. And you can take away valuable knowledge, connections, inspiration. And I believe NCL is going to be helping with this too. So don't forget to register for this. It's going to be June 21st to 22nd, and it's hybrid. So if you cannot come in person, no worries, you can join us online. But if you can come in person, it's going to be in the Northern Virginia Metro. And the theme is Art of Cybersecurity, so women shaping the security campus. The last part is join the Cyberjutsu tribe today. That's what I was talking about earlier, Cyberjutsu tribe. So there are different ways you can connect with us. We have our social media accounts here. We also have our email address. And please, please, please get involved. There are so many different ways you can get involved. You can get involved by being a local chapter or volunteer nationally. You can be an instructor, a study group facilitator. So let's say you're learning about Security Plus. You can be also a study group leader for that, or be on the leadership team. So we also have things like cyber competitions I mentioned earlier. I'm a part of that. So if you ever want to volunteer for that, there's a place for everybody. So all are welcome. And I just learned about this recently. We have a blog for our website. So if you want to blog for WSC, please do so. And we'll post an excerpt in the newsletter. And we're always welcome for sponsors, donations, and partnerships with Women's Society of Cyberjutsu. And there's a huge, I think that was it for that part. And also a little short history of Cyberjutsu. It was founded in 2012. And we also talk about, I call it like the 3 letters, ENL, empower, network, and lead. So empower, so we're reducing the gender and diversity gap in cybersecurity. So we're having women, minorities enter workforce. And then L for lead, leading in cybersecurity with mentorship, hands-on training, and then N, network. So we have network opportunities and resources for success. And that is it on my end. It's very short. Got to the point with that.
That was perfect. Thank you so much, Angela. And if you have any questions for Angela or the Cyberjutsu team, please go ahead and put them in the chat. And this is for anybody. If you have any questions at all that you'd like us to read out loud to have the presenters answer, please go ahead and put them in the chat as well. I do see that we have really on it presenters who are answering as they're going through the chat. We have a couple of questions that we starred that might be good for kind of like a group answer. So once again, if anyone has any particular questions, please go ahead and use the comment box. And thank you again, Angela, for sharing about Cyberjutsu. All right, and last but certainly not least, thank you so much, Rebecca, for being patient. We're going to go ahead and hear a little bit about BlackGirlsHack.
All right. Thanks so much for the opportunity to be with you all here today. Make sure that I set my timer for the 5 minutes so I can respect that. I don't know how many of you have seen the thread or the trend. I'm a such and such, of course, la-di-da. So it's I work from home. Of course, I'm dressed comfortably. Or I volunteer with a nonprofit. Of course, I use every opportunity to share our branding and merch. Anyway, so good afternoon, or depending on your time zone, good evening and good night. My name is Rebecca Skeet to the uninitiated, and I have the distinct honor and privilege of being the COO for BlackGirlsHack, Chief Operating Officer. The imposter syndrome still trips me out every time I say that. What we have shared with you here, that QR code redirects to the website, as informed by, like my past love life and zero trust policies. If for whatever reason you don't want to scan that, that is fine. It's just to direct you to blackgirlshack.org. Again, blackgirlshack.org. That's our website. And we have all the contacts there for our social media and different ways that you can connect with us there. So I'm going to read the about us because, it's small print and maybe you can't see it. And I like any opportunity to do my podcaster voice. But anyway, founded in 2019, we just turned 4. BlackGirlsHack is a nonprofit cybersecurity training organization dedicated to increasing diversity for marginalized groups. Our organization is open to all, and we partner with training providers to help bridge the gap between theory and practice while teaching hands-on skills to help reskill and upskill people seeking careers in IT, tech, and cybersecurity. Some people think umbrella, all of those 3 are addressed. Either way, no stone unturned. We mentioned all of them. So yeah, that's a brief little synopsis of about us. The other thing would be, okay, main questions for a pitch. What do you want to answer? Who, what, when, where, why? Or if you're of a certain age group and grew up on Spy Kids, you would sing it. Who, what, when, where, and why? That was an intrusive thought, but I followed it. Anyway, so the who. We are just a squad standing in front of another squad asking you to join us. Another random movie reference, Notting Hill this time. The picture that I had that's exhibited here above the About Us sign is from SquadCon. Last year, I know Diane Initiative mentioned it as well. We're part of Hacker Summer Camp. And last year we had our inaugural conference that was fantastic, very well attended, well received, and we're back this year, back like we never left. It's going to be in August, the 6th through the 8th. Pre-sale tickets available now. You can get those at blackgirlshack.org on our events page. But anyway, so yes, BlackGirlsHack is the sponsoring organization. We named our conference SquadCon because, as many of the other presenters that have spoken today, we want to galvanize. It's not just hey, it's one and that's it. No one else is welcome. We realize that there's so much work to do, and it's going to take all of us partnering together to do it. So it doesn't matter if you are, as the name implies, Black, girl, or hack. You are allowed to, allowed, that has implications. You are welcome to join us. And thankfully, we have partnered with a few of the other organizations that have presented today. So that's the who. The what. Uh, Cyberjutsu spoke before us. They mentioned empower was one of their key terms, and we have partnered with them on some of the offerings that we've provided as well. And we also have 3 tenets: it's educate, empower, and prepare. And then we make sure that we offer a myriad of training and networking opportunities to support that. So educate, as the name would imply, it's what is it that you're trying to do? Okay, now what resources can we perform or provide for you to be educated on those things? And then empower. Obviously, we offer training and certification opportunities and everything else. But there's the other part of it. Like I mentioned imposter syndrome myself earlier. The empower part, as we see it, is also to then have the confidence of those accolades. You've put in the work. You've attended ooh, excuse me, getting choked up by all the work we do. You've put in all the work. Now you need to have the confidence that when you have the opportunity, shoot all shots. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so we want to make sure that people are supported there to not only take the opportunity or to have opportunities and be prepared for them, but also to feel confident to take them. And then for when, every day of the week, we have either peer-led programming, instructor-led programming. We have cohorts that go for a set period of time. So there's always something going on. You can check out the events page again on BlackGirlsHack.org. And for the we're everywhere you want to be or everywhere that you are. The lion's share of our offerings are virtual, so physical location is less of a blocker. And we do have some in-person events for the folks that like being outside. And if that's you, fantastic. The biggest one will be, again, our conference SquadCon, August 6th through 8th this year. And so definitely that information is also on the website. You can check it out. But then we're also going to expand that a bit, and we'll be at RSA. We'll be obviously support all of our or brother and sister and ally organizations as well. Make sure that we have a presence there. And then the why, because we care. I think that in of itself is a full sentence, but the mission of BGH is to increase representation and empower Black girls and women in the field of information security and cybersecurity through skills training, mentoring, resume review, and access to low-cost resources in an inclusive environment. High key, inclusive environment. That I think is so important because um, some things offer some, but with the exception or the exclusion of that, and we want to make sure that all people are comfortable and included. So, with that said, if you're a dope human being, or at the very least, not a jerk, come see about us. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. I have to read a comment really quickly that I thought was hilarious, but it is so true. And it said, oh, where'd it go? I need to read this out loud. I don't know Rebecca, but I am an immediate fan. The jokes are hitting. So I just want to let you know that that was the consensus, is that the jokes were great. So thanks, Lisa Stanley. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing about Black Girls Hack. And before we get into the Q&A, I actually wanted to go ahead and share about a little bit about the NCL, because I realized that there are going to be some people who are joining us who actually are not necessarily part of the National Cyber League, but maybe coming from our partner organizations. So I'm actually going to pop open, and Franz, if you can help me, I'm going to go ahead and share very quickly. I'm going to share the National Cyber League website where you can find some more information. We have really great information about the community that we have, as well as the competition, as well as our partners. And you'll notice on our partners page, very familiar logos of people who are on this call. So feel free to check it out, learn more about the National Cyber League. It is a CTF competition, but also it's a community. As you can see, we get involved with really wonderful organizations here to support and give the resources and networking and love that you all all need to be successful in your cyber careers. And also, you're going to notice as you see going into different conferences and other events that we at the National Cyber League are actually doing CTF events for pretty much everybody on this call. So we will be at the WiCyS conference in April. We are going to be doing one of two of the CTFs that are going to be at the Diana Initiative Conference in Vegas in August. We are going to also be presenting a CTF event for cyber.org in Orlando in June. And for Cyberjutsu in the Northern Virginia area where I'm from, we are going to also be having a CTF event in June as well. And hopefully we can also have a stance with BlackGirlsHack at SquadCon. That was a really fun event last year. So you can kind of see it all comes together, all the bits and pieces, the puzzle pieces are together, and we're really excited to continue these relationships. So thank you everyone for presenting. We're gonna go ahead and now mosey into the Q&A. So I am gonna go ahead and ask some questions. The first initial questions are going to actually come from individuals within the chat. And if you are a presenter and you hear a question and you'd like to go ahead and answer it, just go ahead and let us know in the private chat and we will bring you up. So the first question, and Catherine Wilson asked this question, and we weren't sure exactly which organization she was asking or requesting this from, so this could be open to everybody. But Catherine's question was, would you be willing to work with our WiCyS chapter to do Girl Scouts programming? So if there are any organizations that think that would be a good fit and you can share some information about the Girl Scout programming and how we can get it together with the WiCyS chapter. Yeah, if anyone would like to take it away and step up to answer that.
Hello, since I am from WiCyS, I thought I might as well go ahead and answer this question. I answered it in the chat too. I would say reach out to us, maryjane@wicys.org. I'll type it in here again. We have different initiatives that our student chapters are involved in, so there might be some brainstorming that we can do. We can send you some swag. So definitely reach out to us because there are ways that we can assist.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Mary Jane. All right. We're going to go ahead and move over to Mo's question. So this is definitely a one size fits all for everybody. So the question was, on this section, even though they're talking about a particular organization, I think this will fit for everyone, who we are, she pointed out her or she a few times. Correct me if I'm wrong, my perception is only for ladies. Now, I think this is a really great way to kind of establish that not all organizations are only for females or for women. And if anyone would like to kind of step up and just make sure that even though it is Women's Society of Cyberjutsu or BlackGirlsHack, it has the indication that may just be female forward. But if those organizations would like to kind of just take a moment and share if you are open to allies, advocates, and those from other genders.
I'm happy to share again.
Thanks,
WiCyS is definitely open to everyone that wants to see an increase of women in cyber. You know, having allies is very important to us. We have male allyship, you know, organizations or groups within WiCyS, folks that are non-binary, transgender, whatever you're, you know, whatever, whoever, it, you know, what makes you feel at home that you call yourself, we welcome everyone. So while we are women forward, we welcome everyone into the fold.
Thank you. Rebecca, please. You're muted, Rebecca.
Rookie move. I would be remiss to not have another movie reference. We're all in this together. So short answer, yes. Come one, come all. No jerks allowed, but everyone else under the sun, please join us.
Thanks.
Hey.
Yeah, Nicole.
Yeah, so Diana Initiative is for everyone underrepresented, and everybody knows there's a lot of intersectionality to that. So if you happen to be neurodivergent or femme or trans or anything else that is not well represented in information security, we welcome you in. We also welcome in allies, but we do ask that the allies kind of like take a chance to do some listening instead of some talking. So, but everybody's welcome at our event.
Well said. Thank you very much. And thanks for clarifying. I know there's a lot of assumptions, but as you can see here, like Rebecca said, I think the one limit is just don't be a jerk, right? Because if you're here to be able to support and get great resources and help others, that the doors are definitely open. So thank you, ladies, for talking a little bit more about that. And that was an excellent question, Mo. The next question, or actually, this is from Jay from Women's Cyberjutsu. The question to cyber.org. So Joe, here you go. Is it only for teachers, or can parents augment their kids' education through this site?
So I answered in chat, but we have some resources that are going to be specific to the teachers across the country. Sometimes it's just due to funding or whatnot, but we have a lot of resources on our website that are basically, there's no paywall, there's nothing to pay, but there you don't have to log in. There's going to be those career profile cards any parent can use. There's keys to cybersecurity, which I didn't cover, which is actual lessons for kids where they can go on and earn a certificate that they did basically complete something. And that requires no paywall, and we don't collect any data on those kids. So the certificate prints and you can put their name on it. There's CTFs that we run that they don't have to be affiliated with school. A parent can sign up for, and different things like that. So there definitely are parent-facing, I'm going to say, or front-facing content that parents can use with their kids at home. But there is some stuff like our range. You do have to be a K through 12 educator to get access to that, just because of where the funding comes from for that. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Joe. All right. The next question is from Sheila, and the question is for everybody. So once again, in the private chat, if you'd like to answer this, please let us know. We'll bring you up on stage. The question from Sheila is, which organizations are open to starting student organizations at a community college? Thanks. Mary Jane, please.
You're welcome. I feel like I'm winning a game. Like I just keep hitting the buzzer. So we have 266 student chapters in 95 different countries, our organizations. And so we are definitely open to having community colleges come into the student chapter fold. I put in the chat our point of contact, Kiana, and I'll put it in here again. If you are interested in starting a student chapter at a community college, please reach out to Kiana and she can walk you through that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary Jane. And we're going to get Rebecca on stage as well.
All right, make sure I took the mute off this time. Are we open? Yes. The only reason there was hesitation to answer right away is for the fact that it is a nonprofit organization, and the majority of all of our workers it's their second shift job. We want to make sure that whatever programming or partnerships that we do can be supported. So if it's, hey, this student organization has already done the heavy lifting, everything is already done, we just need someone to partner with us and provide support or what have you, then definitely we're open to that. Just want to make sure that we level set and not think, hey, we'll create something from the ground up, but definitely open to hearing and potentially partnering.
Terrific. Thank you very much. All right. And then our last question that we started, but I'll go ahead and make sure that we don't skip any since I've been talking, is from Jasmine. And the question is for all organizations. So once again, if this is something that you'd like to answer, just let us know. I know there is membership fees to each of these organizations, but is there any way we could get a membership fee waived?
The general membership at BlackGirlsHack is free $99. So there's no associated cost there for the general membership. There is a tiered setup currently, and so you can do a full membership for $49 for the year. But short answer, yeah, it's free. Come on.
So for TDI, we don't have a formal membership. We just kind of have a Discord full of chaos and fun. And to get into it, you do have to get a ticket to our event, just so that this way we kind of have had a chance to invite you and you've had a chance to experience it. But if you are a student, you can go ahead, click on our website, click on tickets, and there's one that says student wait list. So if you can't afford the $50 student, you just do the student wait list one. And as we get donations, we'll release them onto the wait list, and then you'll get invited into the Discord. So you could pay $50 or you could pay nothing. Depends what your budget is.
Thank you so much, Nicole. And we had two more questions pop up, and I think we're going to go ahead and go with Chris next. And the question is, once again, if anyone has any answers for this, let us know in the private chat. Do CTF events help you get an entry-level position in cyber if you have other experience in IT? So example is data analysis. Well, this is interesting. I think there might be some personal recommendations or feelings about if CTFs actually help getting your foot in the door for a cyber career. We're partial at the National Cyber League. That's exactly what we do, our CTFs. But just curious if anybody else has any thoughts about CTF and how that may help. Um, yeah, please. I know we have some people are going to pop up. Thanks, Angela.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Most definitely. That's how it helped me get a role in cyber as well. It's by doing cyber competitions. And at Cyberjutsu, we have a lot of ways that you can get involved. So you can be a leader. Cyberjutsu, you can be a general volunteer. There's different ways you can help create CTFs. You can help lead CTF walkthroughs. You can have it as you can put it on your resume. There's so many ways that you can say, hey, I've done example CTF engineering, which is making the CTF, or I've helped lead an actual walkthrough. I helped make events, even for example, Cyberjutsu Day. There's so many different ways where you can showcase these skills and put it on your portfolio to employers. So yes.
Terrific. Thanks, Angela. Mary Jane.
Yeah, and I would just piggyback on what Angela had to say. Absolutely, CTFs can be very helpful. We look often for folks to upskill and reskill. And if you're coming from a different field and you don't really have an idea of what cyber is, CTF is a fun way. It's a gamified way to learn. And when you go into a job interview or into an intern situation, or when you're just trying to sell yourself into that next opportunity, showing that you have a passion for what you do by doing stuff that's fun, but also involved in your career, I think is really powerful. It sets you apart from other folks. But again, it's a good way to come into the field and start learning, like, what does cyber actually mean? So yes, I definitely would encourage, and many of our programs, again, which are designed to reskill and upskill folks, start off with a CTF. Our tiered programs do. And so we look at how you operate at that. And if you can overcome some struggles and really put effort into it, then we look at advancing you to the next level. So yes, I think CTFs can be really powerful in many different ways.
Thank you.
I'd also like to co-sign on both of those. Don't be intimidated. Like if it's I have no experience, I don't even know what CTF stands for. Don't get in your own way and participate anyway, because even if you quote unquote bomb and do nothing, it's still something that you could speak to, because you can leverage, well, I was in a situation where I was not familiar with whatever, and this is how I was able to pivot. So don't get in your own way, try. You'll learn so much more, even if you fail. I feel like when I get lost, I find a direction better than now I know, okay, I make a right at the McDonald's. Now I'm not going to get lost again, because that experience helps inform. So don't get in your own way and just participate.
Wonderfully said. Thanks so much, Rebecca. And for the National Cyber League, if you are not familiar with our CTFs and you are a novice, beginner, have never even touched a CTF, like Rebecca said, you don't even know what CTF stands for, this is a wonderful place for you to get your feet wet. It's really going to allow you to learn at your own pace. And it really opens the doors to work with other organizations and communities that have some type of basis with CTFs. Maybe you could meet friends who are experts, or maybe other people who are brand new as well. It's a wonderful way to also showcase your skills when you're looking for a job. So definitely don't be intimidated. It is a wonderful way to show your skill set and prepare you for a career in cybersecurity. We're going to go ahead and take one last question, and it's more of a clarifying question, and it's Mo once again, and I think this is a very important question to ask for clarification purposes. So Mo's question was, not sure understanding of the meaning of the word ally, what Nicole was referring to. Not sure about that. They said, sorry, I'm from the Middle East, not well rounded with lingo in the States, but to be completely honest, this is something that's really important, I believe, to just clarify for anyone, whether you're from the United States or not. So Nicole, I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot if you don't mind clarifying. And if anyone else would like to add to this comment or this question, please let us know.
All right. So to me, an ally is both a person and an act. And so to be an ally of a particular group, you are supporting them. And like I said, that you're putting on your listening skills. And so if you think of it this way, when you are attending an event where your focus is you, you tend to do a lot more talking and focusing on yourself. When you're attending as an ally, you're focusing more on how can I support these other people here. And the reason why we say that is in a lot of cases, if you are the default person who is present in the information security industry, you should be attending our event with an eye towards how can I help these people get into the industry, to excel in the industry, or how can I listen and hear what problems they're having that maybe when I get back to my company, I could help ease that for people in my company. Hopefully that clarified it and made it make a little more sense.
Thank you, Nicole. And we also have Rebecca, who's going to give a little bit of insight as well. Thank you both.
I like examples and references. I feel like life is a team sport, right? So the way I see an ally is imagine, pick any sport, football, basketball, but there is a fully stacked team versus one or two people. An ally says, I want you to win, so I'm going to partner with you. I might not be able to play very well. You might be Michael Jordan and I might be Cedric Ceballos, but if nothing else, I know that you are not in this alone, and I'm willing to assist you in achieving your goal. So that might be oversimplified, but that's kind of the way I see it. It's a team sport, and it's just joining the team.
Wonderful. Thanks, Rebecca. And that's very relatable. So I think that was a perfect way of explaining it, as well as how Nicole had mentioned. And I see Mary Jane would like to add as well. Great.
I just wanted to kind of piggyback and say those answers were amazing. But if you wanted to even boil it down even more, it's somebody that's a supporter or defender. So if you are typically the majority in a situation, then what you're doing is looking for somebody that's unrepresented, less than, maybe in a, in that position, and trying to bring them up in that space. So, as the first speaker said, really kind of be there more as a listener than a doer, not there for yourself, but to support a community.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much. And it's really important for us to all know that we're in this together, and there may be different flavors and facets of what that looks like, but ultimately we want each other to succeed, and there's ways that we can uplift each other. So thank you all for answering those great questions. And of course, although we have reached the point where we are going to continue to kind of wrapping up the session, just know that you can reach out to the presenters. They have shared information within the comments box. We will also be sharing information with everybody in that post-event survey, as I mentioned. So we will make sure that you have the contact information for the websites, or if they have shared personal ways to contact the presenters, we'll have that in a nice little document when we send out the post-event surveys. But before we wrap up, I really want to give an enormous thank you to all of our presenting organizations. We sincerely appreciate your time and expertise, and we look forward to growing our mutual cyber community. And a huge thank you to our awesome audience members that had great interaction and questions and comments. We hope events like this help you strengthen your place within cybersecurity and give you opportunities to network and connect with like-minded individuals and those that can really buoy you up in the experience in cybersecurity. So thank you all once again, and we look forward to seeing you all at the next NCL community event. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day.